There we go. Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. I am here today in my kitchen. As you can see, I have empty cupboards. And if you're new around here, you wouldn't know, but 2 years ago, I had a complete kitchen reno done, spent lots of money on these cupboards. And 2 days ago, hubby noticed that the top of the cupboard was about an inch off the wall. And so we unpacked everything and looked, and it's nothing to do with installation. The screws, the back panel, the screws are up against the wall. They're not loosening at all. It was the top shelf with the back panel. The nails came apart, and then I called the company. Thank God there's a lifetime warranty on these cupboards. And they told me that they can come out, replace them. It's going to take 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm going to be a grandma, and if you didn't see the post, and gender reveal party is at my house on Sunday. So we've got empty cupboards. It is what it is, right? That is life. You pivot anyway. And I shared this picture of these empty cupboards the other day. I don't know if you saw it. And I thought I would move around on the other side of the island, but this is where all the stuff is, and the utensils are still here. So that wasn't convenient. I decided to show you my empty cupboards anyway. And it is what it is, right? So it's going to be like that for 3 or 4 weeks until they can replace them, they get the new ones. But thankfully, I stand at that counter pretty much daily, prepping, doing videos, unpacking the dishwasher, washing dishes. Thank you, God, it didn't fall down with crashing all my dishes and things that were in there. So I'm grateful for that. So today I came anyway, regardless, right? Even when life throws you a curveball, you show up anyway. That's what you do. And so today we're going to make my cottage cheese waffles. This is a viral recipe. I think I created it like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I can't remember. It's on my website, sugarfreemom.com, and it basically makes 3 waffles. I have my Dash, my mini waffle maker here. And it's viral. It became a viral recipe because it was simple to make. It's got 3 ingredients, and then I have a lot of different flavor adaptions on sugarfreemom.com. Have you made it? Comment below. Let me know. Have you already made my waffle, cottage cheese waffle? It basically, I have my notes, and I'm going to share the adaptions I've made to make it to make it more foolproof and less problematic for some of you who've been having issues with it. And I put the adaptions in my new book, Good, Better, Best. But the original recipe on my website makes 3 waffles in the mini waffle maker using a half cup, which I forgot the cottage cheese. I got to go get it from the fridge. A half cup of cottage cheese with 2 eggs and a half cup of whey. And then you can either add savory flavorings, or you could add apple pie, which I'm going to make today. Apple pie flavor, banana bread, peanut butter, chocolate. I think there's more. I have them all on my website, but I adjusted it because I saw a lot of the comments on my website saying, it exploded in my waffle maker, it disintegrated. So my thought was maybe it's the whey isolate that you're using. I can't think of the reason eggs or cottage cheese would do that because I've had success every single time. But I worked on it, I adapted it, and now if you have my new book, it's in the good section on page 94, and it is adapted to make 8, there's my grandmother's clock, 8, wow, it's off on time, 8 waffles. And the adaption is this: we're going to increase the cottage cheese to 1 cup instead of a half a cup. I have to fix it on my website. And I'm using an additional egg. Instead of 2 eggs, we're using 3 eggs. And we're keeping with a half a cup of whey. And I'm using unflavored. So you can have it savory or sweet. You could use vanilla whey. But let me get the cottage cheese and then we'll get started. And I will start mixing up the 3 ingredients that you need. I can't believe that I forgot the cottage cheese when I was putting everything together. That's always like me. Yeah, and I don't have a measuring cup, so we're going to use a cup of cottage cheese. Here, see, I had to be on this side because if I was on the opposite side, I can't get to all my stuff. So I'm using 1 cup of cottage cheese, not a half a cup. Also, I'm using 4% cottage cheese. You could try it. Maybe that's an issue for some of you. You were using low fat or maybe fat-free cottage cheese. I don't know. Please let me know below if you didn't use a full fat cottage cheese and if you had trouble making it, or how many of you were successful making my cottage cheese waffle recipe, or did you try the adaption in my book? I would love to know. So that's 1 cup of cottage cheese. And like I said, on my website it says 2 eggs, but I adapted it. I worked on it to make it foolproof for the book, and we're going to use 3. Oh, I love when you share where you're watching from. Hi, Lisa from Southwest Florida. I'm sure it's so warm where you are. Jealous. It was 43 degrees this morning when I went to work out with my trainer and my sister-in-law, and we walked outside, and I had a hat on and mittens. I have chicken eggs, and they are varying sizes. Some are super large, some are super tiny. If you have chickens that lay eggs, try to just get in the middle. Not super large, not super tiny, just an average kind of egg. That would be best. And you need 3 of them. So I'm going to put them in my my other bowl here just to make sure there's no shells. 1. We're going to find the normal sizes. Sorry about that. 2. 1 more. Paper towel. And then 1 more. 1 more egg. That looks good. Okay, 3 eggs. Now, some of you might not like the curds, but honestly, when I've made these waffles, once you cook them in the waffle maker, you can't see the curds of the cottage cheese. I know some of you hate cottage cheese, but so, I mean, if that's a real problem for you, simply mix it up with like an immersion blender, or put it in a small bullet, or a small Ninja blender that you have, so you can mix up the curds. But honestly, I don't feel like you even need to do that step. I really feel like you can simply mix it up in a bowl like I'm gonna do, and then it cooks in there, which I forgot to turn it on. I need to do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so somebody's delivering something, and I'm home alone, and the dogs are here and they're barking. Sorry, that is my life. That is my life. All right, so I'm using unflavored whey protect from the Naturally Nourished line. And I want to tell you, because a lot of people ask me, do you hear that? I've never heard the howling before. Dash, stop, Dash. He's howling. He's 2. Come here. Howling. I don't know. Maybe it's my husband. Maybe he's home. Anyway, I was telling you why I'm using Whey Protect. I use the Naturally Nourished line supplements and products because Allie Miller, registered dietitian, created the line. I've partnered with her because of her third-party testing for heavy metals, and also because of her processing of whey. Most wheys that you get on the market are going to be highly processed, and then you're going to lose the beneficial immunoglobulins, and you won't. You'll have less. This is less heat when they created this product. And I know I have it on my phone too. I wanted to tell you all the benefits of why this one is superior. Though it's a little bit more expensive, it's worth it, and it's a huge bag. But like I said, many whey products lose their beneficial lactoferrin and all the immunoglobulins because of the high heat, but not with this one. Low heat method preserves them, and you want that because that's going to protect you from all the things for your immune health, as well as like I said, third-party toxins. She tests it all for heavy metals, and I really feel like you're going to get more of a benefit. It's not just protein only. It's really got all the benefits for like your muscles. I just use it every day. I throw it in my cottage cheese even when it's just not a recipe even. So I'm using 1 scoop, which is about a half a cup. I mean, I could measure it out and double check, but I'm pretty sure. Is this a half a cup? Yes. Let's see. Yeah. All right, it's slightly under a half a cup, so I'm just going to use a little bit more. But even if you used 1 scoop, it'll probably be close. It'll be close enough. Now, I'm going to add flavorings to mine. Today I want it savory because I want to top it. I want it like dessert. I want to top it with a little sugar-free whipped cream that I have in my little whipped cream canister and some caramel sauce and have it like dessert. So we're going to mix this up first with a little whisk. And then I'm going to use vanilla stevia. Now, feel free. Use whatever sweetener you like. I like vanilla stevia. I have it on hand all the time. My daughter loves it to make herself a cappuccino or an iced coffee. I love it in everything. If you don't love it, don't use it. Use another sweetener if you want sweet waffles. If you want them savory, then don't use a sweetener at all. Use like onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasonings, and a pinch of salt. That would give you more like for sandwiches, to make like a little waffle sandwich. You could even make it like a breakfast sandwich. So you see, you can still see the curds, but that doesn't bother me, and I promise when you cook these waffles up, you will not notice the difference. If you choose to buy Allie Miller's, any of her products, use sugar-free Mom 10 at checkout and you'll get a discount. All right, so I have vanilla stevia. I'm just gonna wing it. I know how much. Oh wait, there's none left in this one. Ah, barely any left. My daughter has used it all. I have another one in the fridge. And then I'm gonna add some apple pie spice. This is a homemade recipe. I'm gonna use a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna use a teaspoon of apple pie extract. This stuff is delicious and smells so good. All right, there we go. This recipe, this is the adaption. This one's going to make 8. And we are going to use 3 tablespoons per waffle. And then you have 8 in the fridge for whenever you want, a little treat. Or, you know, like I said, don't make it apple pie flavored. You can make it banana flavored. You can make it peanut butter flavored. You can make it chocolate flavored. All of them are on my website, sugarfreemom.com. All right, I have this heated up. Okay, I'm going to spray it with a little coconut oil. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons right in the center of the waffle maker. And let it spread out as it will. Close it up and wait for the little light to turn on. And then we'll remove it once it's done and put it on a little plate. And it'll be delicious. Now I wanted to tell you too, I showed a reel the other day. I don't know if you saw it. I made my, and it's from the good section. I made these double smash burgers. I showed you, I made it for dinner for the family. And I realized that they made a little error on page 134. I do say after the ground beef to add salt and pepper, but then it doesn't tell you where to put it in the directions. So just know after you flatten the mounds of beef to smash them to make smash burgers, you will want to add salt and pepper before you cook them. And the key to these smash burgers sizzling on the edges and making them nice and crusty is my directions. Don't skip this step. On page 134, you're going to put your baking sheet. This is a sheet pan smash burgers. No flipping on the grill. I mean, or even on the stovetop. You don't have to. It's amazing. You put the baking pans, 2 of them, in your oven on broil and you let them heat up for 5 minutes. You remove one and then you take your flattened smash burgers and they sizzle right when you plop them on and you put them in and they cook so quickly. That is the key to awesome smash burgers. But I just wanted to remind you or tell you that, yeah, they did forget. I've got to tell the publisher they forgot where to add the salt and pepper. Just put it after you smash them, my friends. That's all you need to do. All right, leave any questions that you have. I'm checking. It looks pretty toasted, but I'm going to let it go a minute more. I like them, you know, crispy. It didn't explode, my friends. You see? And it never exploded before for me. Maybe it's the stinking whey protein that you guys are using. I really don't know. I'm going to let it go a little bit more. It's flimsy. I don't want it flimsy. So today's my husband's birthday. He's 57. I don't know if you saw. I'm headed out tonight. We're going out to dinner. We're going to go to a show. It's called Masters of Illusions. I think it was like I think it was on America's Got Talent. I don't know, but it's a magic show, and I think he's going to love it. And then we're going to celebrate with the kids and go out to dinner another day because they were all busy and everybody was working and all that. And I'm very excited about being a grandma. There you go. Woo! Number 1 done. So again, spray it in between. I have this on the cutting board, not on my countertop. Add 3 tablespoons right to the center. 1, 2. I mean, of course, some is going to leak out. That is normal, but it shouldn't be exploding on anyone. Okay, close it up. And you just let it go until you see that it's nicely browned, like this. See? Can you see it? It could have gone a little bit more, but I'm good with that. I like it. So, let's see. How many is a serving? Let me check. On page 94. What did I say? 94? 134? 94. Page 94. It's in the good section. All on the side, the good section are 15 minutes or less. See the label, the colors on the side? And then the next section is better, which is in blue. And they're about 20 to 30 minutes. And then the green section is for the best recipes. I would really love your review. If you haven't done a review, I really need them. They're very, I don't have a lot of reviews on Amazon. It really, you know, it would really help. So I would really appreciate it. So 2 waffles are the serving. And for the macros, 2 waffles, 133 calories, 6 grams of fat, 17 grams of protein in just 2, 3 carbs total, and there are no dietary, there's no fiber, so the net carbs are the same as the total carbs. Oh yeah, way better. See, I like it. I let it fluff up. It got a little bit more. Oh no, I'm gonna let it go a little bit more. I don't want it loose. And then I'm gonna eat it in front of you because it's gonna be great and delicious. I have my sugar-free whipped cream in my canister. All of these things are in my Amazon store. I love this thing. It was the best Mother's Day gift I ever got for myself. And I put in 2 cups of heavy cream. I add vanilla stevia, add whatever sweetener you like. I wouldn't use granular. And then I mix it up, pour it in, add the little cartridge, you know, to make it whistle. And then it's delicious. There you go. I hope there's any, my daughter puts this on her coffee. Might not be too much left. We'll see. Okay, hot. Ow. Delicious. Nicely browned. All right, I've got to keep going, but I do want to top it. Now, see, I almost forgot. Spray it. Spray it in between. Now, obviously, you could, because there's 8 here, you could do a big waffle maker that contain, you know, for 4. It's totally fine if you want to do that. I've done that before. I just I couldn't find it. So I'm using my mini waffle maker. So 3 go in, 3 tablespoons. There you go. Close it up. Let it sizzle. And you could put butter on this. I'm not going to put butter. I'm just going to put whipped cream. Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, I did get it all over the place. I did. Oh. Okay. It's all right. Work for me. Yay! Whipped cream. And then I didn't make my own caramel sauce. It's definitely not as good. I have Lakanto caramel sauce, but it's not as good as mine. But it's good. It's good. My daughter has said so too. Now it's like a little dessert, full of protein though. 17 grams in just 2. And I have a fork. Oh no, I've been using that fork. I've been using that fork for that. Okay. I earned this because I did work out. I'm working on my pull-up. I did a pull-up. I had a step though, and I jumped up and I got a pull-up with jumping up a little bit. But I'm going to get that pull-up. My birthday is in 6 weeks, and that is the plan. Oh my goodness. Oh, yum, yum, yum. That's a big bite. I'll be a lady. Tastes like apple pie. It's so good. I love it. Some people ask me, can you swap out the cottage cheese in these waffles for yogurt? I haven't tried it. I don't know if it will work. I haven't looked, but there could be comments in the comment section of this recipe. There could be somebody who swapped out instead of cottage cheese with Greek yogurt. Maybe it works. I don't know. You won't get as much protein into if you use Greek yogurt. If you swap with ricotta cheese, you can totally do that. You'll have an equal amount of protein, but with ricotta cheese, you'll have higher fat. So if you're doing my midlife macro method, where we are moderating the fat, we're not low fat, but we're not high fat like classic keto, then you'll want to stick with cottage cheese to keep the fat moderate, even using 4% cottage cheese. Still, the best choice if you want to swap is ricotta. And for those of you who still do classic keto, that's fantastic. I don't have any plates because nothing's in my cupboard. Oh. All right, I got another bowl here. So this is number 3. So yeah, it would have made sense for me to get my big waffle maker, wouldn't it? I know. And I didn't. Oh, I broke that one. I broke it. It ripped. No one will care. All right, spray it again and keep going. I love where you can make ahead, right? Make ahead recipes are the key to sustaining a lifestyle to keep you on track. And that's what my book is all about. Is like when we don't always have an hour to make recipes, right? But that's why this book is so good. So whether you have 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, you can make something. You just have to have the food in your pantry or fridge or freezer. And that's what all you have to do is do the shopping list. And then you can get these foods so that when your plan falls apart during the day, and you thought you were going to have time, to make a great dinner at night, and now you don't have time. Well, what can you whip out of the freezer and fridge? I have a plan B in there. Even when all hell breaks loose in your life, you can still make something that keeps you on track for low carb or keto or midlife macros. Because really that's what happened to me when I was writing this book, was that in 2024, perimenopause hit, and I started gaining weight when I never had to for 9 years with classic keto. I didn't have to track. I maintained my weight. Everything was fine. I didn't have to worry. Just ate keto. And then it stopped working in 2024. It just stopped. I started gaining instead, even though I wasn't cheating. I was gluten-free. I wasn't cheating. I couldn't understand what happened. I was trying to intermittent fast more. I was exercising more. And then the weight just kept coming on. Hormones, obviously. Lower hormones. I'm 53. I'm going to be 54. I'm still in perimenopause. But so that's what I had to do. So when I was researching for the book, I was like, what do you do when regain happens? And you really were sticking to it. Your hormones have shifted and you need a different approach. And it doesn't mean you have to go super low fat, like a protein sparing modified fast. I didn't want to do that because that left me starving. I decided I really just wanted to see if I could just be more consistent with a moderate fat approach, because I still eat egg yolks. I still like beef, but I wanted to have a balance so I could get back to the weight I was, which is now where I'm at. This is my happy weight. I could stand to lose another 5 or 10 pounds, sure, but I'd rather be strong. Let me show my muscles. Strong to do a pull-up than skinny. I'm not about skinny. I'm about strong as we age and keeping our muscle. And that's why I use the whey. All right. I'd rather these are taking forever. So I'm just going to eat this. And I hope that you try this recipe, that you love the recipes. And if you have my book, would you please write a review? I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And those of you who got some of my books, or my book as a gift for, the lives that I've done, please write a review as well, or wherever you bought the book. I will say it's on sale at Target, Walmart, and Amazon for like $31, as opposed to everywhere else I'm seeing it $37, $38, $39. So I hope you have a great day. I got to finish cooking these up and then celebrate my hubby's birthday. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next week. All right, Thursdays, 12 o'clock. Ciao.